Is it August 25th? Oh my gosh, school starts today. Oh, hey Bobcats, you guys are out there too. You ready? As ready as we can be, right? I wasn't really sleeping, by the way. We've been working really hard for you guys all summer to get ready for today. And here we are. So, in case you missed it, I did prepare a short video in our last newsletter about distance learning and how to be successful at school. I wanted to run through that with you guys one more time. Okay? Here we go. So, we're going to talk about distance learning, what it is, and most importantly, how to be successful here at school. But the theme of this presentation and the theme of distance learning here at Carmel Valley is going to be taking care of ourselves. This is different. It's going to be challenging. You might have saw a nice breathing exercise that I put out there. It's something that I use when I feel stressed. Take it for what it's worth. This will be posted on the website so you can see it later on. You don't need to memorize it now. But again, what I want to talk about is distance learning, okay, and some of the challenges it might present. So let's just throw it out there now. Can we all agree that there's going to be some technological challenges? Yes? The internet might go down. You get removed from a meet or can't get into your class. You submit something, but it didn't go through. Okay? We all know these little issues are going to be coming. So let's agree that they'll be there, prepare ourselves to work through them, and manage it day by day. Okay? All right. We won't go through too much ed code. It's early in the morning and I don't want to put you back to sleep. But essentially, distance learning is when you and your teacher are in different places at the same time. There'll be instruction, check-ins, live instruction, which is called synchronous when you're doing it together. Asynchronous is all the other work, kind of outside of a video conference. You'll get used to it. Here's some more things that distance learning will include. The big piece to remember is this will be different than the springtime. The springtime was the first time we tried this. We really didn't have much time to plan. And to be quite honest, it was the first time we'd done it. So we were kind of inventing on the go. We are much more prepared this time around, and there's a lot more rules we have to follow too. Most importantly is attendance and letter grades. Both of those do count now, just like when we were on regular school grounds. So please make sure you log into your classes every day and do your best. As far as synchronous and asynchronous learning, let's talk about that a little bit more. As I mentioned, synchronous learning is typically when you are live on camera with your teacher or your classmates together. Asynchronous, as you can see from these examples, could be lots of other activities that you would typically do in the classroom as well, but you'll now be doing in the virtual setting for the temporary time that school is closed, or campuses are closed, excuse me. It is important to become familiar with the new bell schedule. It is very different, especially for our returning 8th graders who are used to our former bell schedule. The block periods are similar. You'll have a 1-3-5 day and a 2-4-6 day. Your single period day is now on Wednesdays. And the advisory time at the beginning of Wednesdays, again, is meant to help all of us take care of each other. You can expect an advisory to do some social emotional learning lessons, technology safety, and it's really a chance to connect with your classmates and teachers, which is so important, certainly during distance learning when we can't all be together in person. The student support block at the end of the day is important as well. You'll see specific things we've mentioned so far, examples of how you can use that time. Please know our goal is to structure this a bit more so everyone has clear expectations on how that time can and should be used. And remember, we're all in this together. We are going to experience many of the same challenges together. Okay? We will work with you and your parents to make sure we're supporting you in delivering a healthy virtual model. Our Bobcat community, our PTA, everyone here on campus, our custodians, nutritional services, and front office staff, and of course your teachers and admin, we're all here to support you, and we can't wait to get started. All right, so many of you are probably at your desks or somewhere in your workspace in your homes or wherever you're getting this done, trying to figure out what's going to work. Here are some basic tips that have worked for me that I encourage you to experiment with to find out what's going to make yourself comfortable and a functional learning environment. Your workspace. Depending on what works for you, trying to keep it clean, organized, and have just the essentials nearby. The big one is the phone. I encourage you, I challenge you to try to put the phone away. I have to do it too. During the workday, I turn my notifications off and will put my phone to the side and sometimes even face down just so I can focus on the tasks at hand. Of course, if you're using your phone for school or even for a Google Meet, that's acceptable, but please try to eliminate those distractions during the school day. Have that bell schedule handy or maybe open in a browser on your computer just so you can make sure you know when you'd be in your next class. The times are a little different, so you want to make sure you get used to it. but like anything else, you will in time. I love using my agenda. I know many students use it as an older school method to write their list down and cross things out. I highly encourage you to check it out. There's also lots of good resources in there about Carmel Valley Middle School. And if and when we do return to campus someday, this is something that we do encourage and sometimes require students to use if they're struggling with organization. If it's not the agenda, make sure you have a method that works for you. Of course, electronic methods. I love my Google Calendar as well, and my notepad on my phone even. Make sure you have a method so you know what you need to get done and when it needs to be done by. Self-advocacy and asking for help. It's going to look a lot different than it did in the classroom. We're not just raising our hand and waiting to be called on. So experiment with the ways in all the electronic documents that you'll be working with to interact with your teachers and your classmates. This is a short example of someone who posted a comment, it looks like in a Google Doc, that others can see and comment and learn from. The Tech Hub is really important. Special thanks to Mr. Richards and the Learning Commons tech team in our district who put this together for you guys. It's a one-stop shop for everything you need to know about distance learning and specifically the technology that you will be using in our district, from Aries, your email, Google Classroom, and how to get that all going. If you have any questions, check out the website and don't hesitate to contact us. I'm really grateful to be working here. Again, this will be challenging. It's not our ideal scenario, but I'm glad it's here with you guys and girls and parents and community. We're in this together. We will make mistakes, as I mentioned. There is going to be growing pains, okay? I've made several myself today already. Go easy on yourselves. We'll figure this out together. One of my grandfather's favorite sayings was time, patience, perseverance. When you can't change the direction of the wind, adjust your sails. We got this, Bobcats, and enjoy your first day of distance learning.